Story 1, Example 1, nah. Example 2, I still love you. Example 3, come near me and I'll stab you. Example 4, do you also miss your other ex who you were with the whole time we were together? Story 2, our relationship ended in an unsatisfactory way, and I think it was mostly my fault. I would take her back if a few circumstances have changed since we split. Story 3, probably ask for a meeting to talk about things that needed to be resolved. I don't believe in living with regret, but she messed me up pretty badly, and I don't want that to happen again. Story 4, hear them out. They are human beings with active thoughts and emotions too. But a boundary would be clear based on what it is we broke up for. If they come back with the same patterns, then no further communication. If they approach like they are actively trying to better themselves and truly foster growing together as a superorganism, then yes, sure, I'd be interested to see how they choose to make up for whatever it is that broke us up in the first place. Story 5, depends on the ex. Most recent one, if the message includes an apology, I would hear them out, not to get back together, but to maybe be friends. The ex before that, I would respond to say I'm glad to hear they're still alive, but I'm not interested in rekindling anything, and then I would block their number. The one before that, I would ask how her husband feels about it, but I am totally fine with the message otherwise because we are still good friends. Story 6, my husband and I miss you too. We haven't seen you since Hatestown. You and your husband live too far away from us. We should get together soon and catch up. If you can't tell, I'm still friends with my last ex. The one before that likely wouldn't bother to say he missed me. He only dated me because I had big boobs. The one before that, we were in middle school when we dated during the school year and broke up over the summer since we couldn't see each other. Story 7, I'm not single for your convenience. I'm single because I want to be single after dating you. Honestly, I'd probably say a nicer version of that because I'm a coward. But our imaginary scenarios are always more sharp-witted than in real life. Story 8, nope. They ended things, refused to take any responsibility for damage done, and I know who they really are now. I'm not going to put myself in a position to be broken like that again. Story 9, my ex-wife? We've already been over this. I'm sorry you're lonely and hurt, but us is all water under the bridge. You'll be okay. I'll be out here if you ever want to talk. But there's a reason we're not together, and that hasn't changed. Story 10, depends on the ex, but for most of them I'd say, yeah, we should do dinner. And then I'd tell my girlfriend that we're all having dinner one night because she's friends with most of my exes as well. Story 11, I would be very surprised if she found a way to contact me. Then I would screenshot it, block her, and text it to my current girlfriend, and we would laugh about it. Story 12, depends. Of the ones who mattered, in order, didn't work once, wouldn't work again. You're a lying liar. And you actually remember who I am? Story 13, be happy to talk to them. Answer whatever questions they have. I don't hate them, but there seems to be some confusion about the events leading up to them being my ex. I'm always open to talk. Story 14, I'd like to think I'd be fresh with the exes where things ended poorly, but most of them would have me check that they were safe and not in a dangerously altered mindset. Story 15, depends on which ex. If it's the ex-wife, I'd be wondering what the catch is. It's usually money or status, but she has both of those things with the guy she's involved with. So, in that case, I'd figure that she's attempting to manipulate or just mess with me like in the bad old days. It won't get her very far. If it's a different ex, well, it would vary. Sex is a possibility, but long-term relationships are generally not. The exception would be my high school crush. She's dead. If she started haunting me, I'd probably go for it completely. Story 16. All of my exes and I split amicably or resolved any issues later. They also know that I'm married. I'd likely just chat for a bit to see what was wrong for them to miss me specifically because I care about them as humans. I would let my husband read any messages that may have been exchanged and then focus on trying to help them through whatever rough patch they were in. To be perfectly fair, none of my exes would say, I miss you, and leave it there. There would have to be something that reminded them of me, and they'd say so, Story 17, we are still good friends, so they are probably just asking to hang out. It's been over a month. We need to get coffee or something. Oh, maybe a double date. Our boyfriends have not met. Story 18, this literally happened to me a month ago, and I know the answer. Anyone younger than me will probably find this cringe-inducing for its mediocrity. We broke up over 24 years ago due to my transferring duty stations. I knew I loved her and flew her over to see me, actually talking about getting married. For no particularly terrible reason other than distance and backgrounds, we decided not to. She left my life and we ended it sadly but amicably. I wrote her once about 12 years later, telling her I was thinking about her and cherished our memories and didn't intend to reconnect. She replied, shared the good things that had happened in her life, and we both agreed that was it. She wrote me in December, almost the exact same way I'd written her a dozen years before. But this time was different. She really wanted to talk to me. At first, I was happy, thrilled even. I wasn't married, nothing holding me back from engaging, even if just to chat. She was now divorced. There was literally no reason not to, but I chose not to even though I could tell she really wanted to. She had called me and I just didn't call back right away. And then a week went by. I know that was my subconscious telling me not to. A long life of experience has taught me what my reactions mean. And the delay meant, don't call back. I made a decision years ago that I was done with relationships. I'd messed up enough, and I certainly wasn't bringing anything to the table this time. The thought of re-engaging after all this time was simply terrifying. And I remembered why we didn't get together the first time, and that reason still holds true. I also don't like drama, and this very much felt like it when she called me 3 times and left messages that broke my heart in a good way, but were also a little cringy. For our age, we shouldn't be like that. It was a tough decision, but I wrote her back and tried to let her down as lovingly and carefully as I could. I still technically love her very much. She was awesome and took it very well. Who knows? She might have been hoping I'd go that way. So that's what I'd do. Let the past be the past and not get emotionally carried away. I'd be an adult, think about it as an adult and handle it like an adult. It helps that she is also the same way. In a way, I'm proud of both of us for still caring but also being responsible and level-headed. I see a lack of that around me these days. Story 19. What is going on? I miss you too, but not like that. You have a wonderful life, partner, and family, and I will not be a part of you messing that up. Let us talk this out on the phone, but do not do something foolish and throw her away. Story 20. Depends on if we remained friends and how long it's been since they last talked to me. I only have one ex that I remained friends with and everyone else is practically dead to me, so honestly, I probably wouldn't respond. Or I tell them that the version of me they miss no longer exists. Story 21. He's already blocked, so if he did, it would probably be from a different number. I would just block him again and go on with my day. Proud of myself. It took me a while to come to this point. Story 22. I would probably run and show my wife, and she would be like, "You must be so full of yourself." And I would be like, "Yep." And we would laugh, and she would say, "I hate you." And we would laugh some more. Story 23. He should miss me. His life fell apart so badly after he dumped me. His dog and his mother both died, which was heartbreaking. Then the roommate he got instead of having me move in ended up staging some kind of coup, locking him out of his own childhood apartment and taking over the lease. Then he spent the COVID-19 lockdown on a couch in Flatbush, and as far as I know now, he's trying not to get deported. All because he ghosted me instead of admitting a lie. I mean, I guess his poor mother would have died either way, but not the rest of it. I really feel so sorry for him. Story 24. Ex-husband? Well, you will see me if you bring over the money you owe me. Previous partner? I miss you too. Want to grab coffee the next time you are in town? Story 25. My most recent ex, honestly, I'd be thrilled. We only broke up because life was chaotic, and we couldn't work it out. If she contacted me now that I am nearly sober with my own job and apartment, frankly, I would have her over. Story 26. I don't have any exes, never dated, but do have friends I intentionally reduced contact with. So I'd probably respond with a list of rules and boundaries for them to follow if they wish to be in my life again. Story 27. My ex and I are friends, so I would just lean in as a friend. Ah, I miss you too. We should grab some coffee soon. There is no reason to ruin a friendship with one of the only people who have stuck around this long over me misreading their intentions. Story 28. I tried to type this out twice and my phone crashed both times. So here's the third attempt. Damn, I thought you were dead. And I'd be too old for you now. I genuinely hope he's dead. He was 23 and I was 13. I genuinely would rather get this text from ex number 1. How were you a worse person than a pedophile? Very interesting. Can I take this time to ask you why you lied about literally everything, but more importantly, your mother's murder? Genuinely consider ending your life before ever speaking to me again. I hope you're not sexually assaulting your next partner or partners too. However, I will say that I would take a bullet for my ex's moms, except for numbers 1 and 3. I never met them, obviously. Edit. If you saw me edit this post 5 times trying to get the spoilers to work, no you didn't. Story 29. Depends which one. There is maybe only one where I would be like, I'm sorry, I have so many regrets, but we were not meant to be together at that point in time, and now it's too late. Story 30. You missed the time we spent together, but we have both changed since then. I miss the time we spent together too, but I am happier now and in a better place. Story 31. I'd pass the phone to my wife and start laughing. She hates my ex so much. Reading her replies afterward would be amazing. My ex is a dependopotamus, depending on everyone else to live, and now is the size of a hippopotamus. Story 32. Example 1. I don't blame you. Example 2. Does your girlfriend also notice all the OnlyFans girls you follow on Instagram? Because my friends and I do, and we laugh about it. Example 3. I could tell by the way you've been stalking my Instagram stories. Why don't you just follow me? It would be less obvious. Story 33. Depends on which ex. There are a couple that I still think fondly of, and I miss them too, and we broke up for circumstantial reasons as opposed to not caring about each other, infidelity, or anything like that, so I would engage. Any of the others who are not blocked already would be blocked with no reply. Story 34. I would meet up with them and offer my friendship and support with whatever has gone horribly wrong in their life. Not due to wanting to get back together, but because they are good people and I will never not care about their well-being. Story 35. You had your chance 2 years ago when you were leaving your ex-husband. You reconnected with me, and I offered to stay friends and rekindle an old friendship. You then proceeded to waste 3 months of that friendship by ghosting me for your current husband. So no, you waited 10 years last time to speak to me. I can continue to live without you. Story 36. That's too bad. I'm gonna keep being selfish like you said I was and tell you to kindly leave. I've got someone who appreciates and understands me now. Story 37. Example 1. I appreciate the sentiment, but I do not feel the same way, and we should let the past stay in the past. Example 2. Sometimes I miss you too and wish I could go back in time to undo my mistakes. But I believe we still would not have worked out in the end. We should let the past stay in the past. Story 38. Dear X, in response to your attempt at contact, here is my formal reply. I'm disinclined to acquiesce to your request to converse with me about missing me. That all being said, you can go away. Then keep going away. If you think you can no longer keep going away, push through the pain and keep going away. Eventually, you'll come to a tall fence with a locked gate. On the gate will be a sign that says, "No going away past this point." Dream the impossible dream, climb that fence, and keep going away forever. Yours in deepest disrespect, Chewy's bro, the Honorable President for life and in perpetuity of the People's Democratic Banana Republic of Goingawayston. Story 39. I've already told you. I can no longer be a part of your social circle, nor will I be part of your support system when bad things happen. I still remember the real you that you showed me, and nothing will make me change my mind. Story 40. Thanks. Sorry you feel that way. You dumped me. Remember? I wasn't the greatest, not that I was bad. But I can see why you dumped me. I love my girlfriend. I appreciate you telling me how you feel, but if you were hoping for a similar response, sorry. I do hope you're doing okay, though, and find someone who will make you not miss me. Story 41. I'm actually scrolling through Reddit because of it. She walked out on my daughter and now karma has caught up. She came in strong, talking about how she'll do everything I want. She had another child after my daughter, and she said she'd change her last name so it matches mine. She also said she'd name the next one after me. After I shot that down, saying I would not be raising other children even if she named them after me, she tried to change my mind by saying I could keep her locked at home with the kids. That if I felt the need to get back at her for the past, I could even throw hands on her, and she wouldn't say anything. I was getting really upset and asked what made her think I wanted any of that. She sort of panicked and then pushed it way too far. She fumbled for her words. Maybe an indication of her brain trying to warn her to really think about what was about to leave her mouth. She said I could do whatever I wanted to, that I could have her whenever I wanted, and that she would not say anything, and I won't ever try to stop you. So now I'm here trying this, reading through Reddit. Story 42. Technical details of permanent failure. We tried to deliver your message, but it was rejected by the recipient domain. We recommend contacting the other provider for further information about the cause of this error. The error that the other server returned was message size exceeds fixed maximum message size.